In this video, we will look at how to begin creating the purple monster. I have my body layer selected, and I will begin by creating the outer, darker magenta ring of our character's body, as well as the inner magenta portion of our monster's body. I'm going to create an ellipse that has a black stroke and no fill. I'll select the ellipse tool, bring my cursor to the center of my monster, and hold Alt to create an ellipse from the center point. I do not like that my bounding box is red, so I will double click on my body layer, and the color of my layer I will switch to dark blue. My ellipse is incorrect, so I will select and release the top anchor point and bring it to the center of the head. Click and release the bottom anchor point, bring it to the bottom of the body, the right hand anchor point to the right hand side, and my left hand anchor point I will put on the border. Going back to my top anchor point, I'll select it to make the handles active, and I'll drag this handle out to the path of my character's body, as well as the left hand side to the left hand path. The bottom anchor points I will adjust as well, trying to keep those horizontal, and drag a bit down, bringing this one out and dragging this one a bit down as well. This ellipse looks correct. I will now create the second ellipse that will make up the inner magenta ring of our monster's body. Bring this one up to this transition line in between the darker magenta and the lighter magenta. Making adjustments, bringing our edges where they belong. That looks pretty good. At this point, I will select the inner body with the black arrow. I will select the eyedropper, and with my inner body selected, I will select that magenta. I will now select the outer body, eye for my eyedropper, and select the outer portion of my body. I now have the outer dark magenta ring and the inner lighter magenta ring on my body layer. At this point, I will hide that, lock it, and hide it. I'll now create my wings on a layer that is below my body. This will be the wings layer. I'm going to use my pen tool. I would like to have no fill, and I would like to have a black stroke. Since the wing layer is below the body, it will be hidden. I'll start by selecting one, click and release. In the center of this arc, I will click and release. At this sharp transition point, I will click and release. On this arc, I will click and release. The sharp transition, the center of the arc, sharp transition, center of the arc, sharp transition, on the arc, and then below my other anchor point. When I'm done, I will press enter. Next, I will go to my curvature tool and double click on each of the arcs. Double click on each of the anchor points that I would like to become an arc. Some changes should be made so that our arc follows the path of the wings a little bit more appropriately. Scaling my handles in, selecting anchor points to make adjustments when necessary. This one is a little off as well, so we will reshape this arc to fit that curve more appropriately. When we are done, we will select it with the black arrow, eye for our eyedropper, and change the color to a solid color. Notice when I turn on my body, the wing is hidden below it. That is why we extended our wing past our body. We can now hide both body and wing. I don't believe I will do the wing on the left. I think you all can figure out using the same process we used for the wing on the right. Turning off my reference picture, I will turn on my bodies and on the single wing.